All right. Hey, I'm Ramon Ray, and we are at the ASOTU conference, which is a conference for automotive dealerships and more. I'm new to this world. Here with our mutual friend Scott Simons, and I heard Damian, please give your full introduction in a minute, talk about some amazing things. I was amazed. And he's known, everybody I'm here is like, he's the guy about sales. But I thought to my small business audience, what he's going to share with us in the next few minutes, I bet is going to be more helpful beyond sales, but for your business and possibly your life. So Damian, one more time, give us your full name, just a bit who you are, and then drop some nuggets on us.
Hi everybody, I am Damian Boudreaux. I grew up in South Louisiana, and I grew up in a drugstore. So think of a privately owned drugstore, and that is the foundation for how I teach and approach life.
I love it. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And so why is everybody here saying, wow, 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 Damian? Damian, do brag a little bit. I know you don't want to. I've seen you work a little bit.
Yeah.
But just so the audience understands, you've done some pretty cool things with some cool people. Give us some background to that. Help our audience understand a bit more why people here are like, this is the guy. Do share, please.
So I've been blessed to have the highest achievers in the industry work with me. And when I first met them, they weren't. And every one of us has the ability to grow and become better and to move to another level. And so what I do is I introduce people to who they are at their best so they can have their wildest dreams come true in a way that works for them, in their heart, in their mind, for their community, for their family, holistically, so that at the end of their journey, they look back and they go, hey, I did this right. And your children go, man, Dad, you did this right. That is the blessing that I'm at right now.
Blessing
I have
indeed.
Children and grandchildren who say, Papa did it right.
I love it. I love it. One more thing. I saw you do this live. I won't mention the guy's name or company, even though it was public.
Yeah.
He seemed like he's already a very successful executive. But you pushed him a bit, Damian. You pushed him, just from the brief thing I saw, and got a bit deeper into something. Can you tell? I think you know what I mean. Help us understand what happened and what we can learn from what you did for him by pushing him and saying, no, more. I was getting a little annoyed, but eventually you could see a shift. Talk about that a bit. What was that all about?
So let me just talk about your brain and your heart, okay, and the connection between. You're feeling people who think, right? And when your brain gets afraid, the amygdala may hijack, which causes fight, flight, or freeze. When that happens, you'll notice that your throat gets tight, your belly gets tight, you might get a little nauseated, you feel like your chest is squeezing. There's little triggers in your body, right? It'll show up in the way you look, and it'll show up in the way you feel. Those are normally limiting beliefs or things that have shown up in your past that said, you don't deserve that, or that's not who you are, or you can't have that. Remember when you were younger, you had this thing happen. And so in our journeys, we carry events that scar us, that cause us to go, okay, that will never happen again. And you set a rule, and then 10 years later, you're 30 or 40 or 50, and you go, and you still have the same rule. And you go, wait, that rule ain't good no more, but you can't see that because you still believe it's a good rule. So part of being a coach and being a mentor, being a dad, is you go, tell me about that rule. And is that still a good rule? And so that's part of the job, is I ask questions, and then I feel how you feel, and know when it's not right. So in that conversation with that guy earlier today, I told him later, I said, so you have a rift, you have a split. There's two separate parts of you right now.
You could feel it right there.
Juxtaposition. Yeah, and I kind of brought it up, but I didn't want to call him out on the stage. So he's in a place right now where he's on the fence, and he's half doing two jobs and half different two worlds, and he's not sure where he wants to go, but he loves what he currently does and how he currently does it. It is part of his, it's congruent. And then there's this aspirational, ambitious, hey, I can make a difference, that generosity, that contribution, because he's an older guy, and as we age, older humans, fellow earthlings, we start to feel more aspirant. I can make a difference here. So you go from job to career to my mission to, and so that's what happened.
I love it.
And it's really, he's a great guy who just is normal human.
Sounds like me.
The human zoo. The human zoo is quite the fun thing to watch. Don't feed the animals. But they're fun to watch, right? And every one of you has that. It's not normal, and it's not bad, and it's not good. There is no good, there is no bad. It just is right now. And so that is the place you're at.
I love it. Damian Boudreaux, one last question, then I want to ask how the best way people can reach out to you. I'm sure you're on social platforms. Talking to the small business owner that's doing okay, but that's very busy, has a family, what's your best piece of advice to them to grow their business and live their best life? I know it's not a fair question to ask.
No, it's an easy question.
Okay.
So get a pencil. Who do you serve? Who is your client? Your customer? Your employee? Who are the people that you influence, right? And write each one of those down. Each subset of that has different answers. And then under each subset, for example, if I'm writing a book in the automotive industry about management, I'm going to have, who are my clients, right? Well, the dealer is my client, right? So who else is my client? Well, the manager is my client for sure. And who else is my client? Well, the salesperson is my client. And who else is my client? The person who's buying the car is my client, right? And who else is my client? The future person who's looking for an opportunity in the marketplace, so future employees are my client. Now, the next question is, after I define the subsets, I ask this question. What does that human want? What does that subset of people want? And what else do they want? And what else do they want? And what else do they want? And what do they want to avoid? And what else do they want to avoid? And what are the problems that they need solved? And what else are the problems? And what else are the problems? And what are the problems that I have the ability to solve? And when you ask those questions, which should be pages and pages, and you're doing it on a whiteboard with your team, it's a great exercise to really hone down. It should be a lot of work, and you'll get so much clarity on not only you, but on your client, right? And so that is about, that's a taste of, and once you find that, there's a lot of other places to go after that, and I'm happy to help with that. But the goal is just to be clear about what do your people want and what do they want to avoid. And once you discover the problems and the possibilities, what I call PP, it makes a difference.
Damian, could you please tell us what's the best way to reach you? Do you have a website? Any way besides just Googling you and going to LinkedIn? Any best way that people can say, I want more of this?
I got a LinkedIn page, autotrainingacademy.com is another way. That's probably the two best ways. I really am in a different, I'm 60 years old, and I'm just starting over right now, and I'm building a brand new business model that is designed to teach everybody in the car business how to have a career like I have. And so it's very different. So I'm really not, taking one.
No, I got it. But that's the best place to go to at least hear more of what you're doing. The website.
Yeah, I'm in a position of failing again in my life and totally screwing up my life. And if I do that really fast enough and really hard enough and really massive enough, I'm going to learn a lot.
Absolutely. And we'll all be here to help you, Damian. Listen, Damian Boudreaux, thank you so much for spending time with us today. It's good to be here. And when I first saw you, I knew there was something special. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
See y'all later.
Take care. You can do this, right? You can do this.
Oh, that was